No worries. All right, let's start our gentle heart opening class today. You can be seated on the floor, or if it feels better for you, take a chair. Legs can be outstretched. Yeah. Or we can bring our feet out in front of us. I'm sorry, Sharon. I don't mean to switch it on you. All right, let's find our way into an easy seat, either crisscross or our legs out in front. And start to breathe. We'll start to bring awareness to our chest muscles just with the breath. As we breathe in, feeling the rib cage expanding to the sides and stretching. From the inside out with just breathing. How amazing. Creating space around our heart, around our lungs. Noticing each breath as a whole. Feeling our sit bones anchoring down to the earth while the crown of our head starts to reach up towards the sky. Letting go of our morning, softening our jaws, our eyes, feeling length down the sides of our neck, from our earlobes to our shoulders, and the breath flowing easily in and down our throat into our lungs. And then coming back up and out, either your nose or your mouth. A few more breaths. Really feel how the air enters your body cool, fills your lungs, and then comes back up and out a little warmer from the warmth of your body. Feel it cool going in and warmer on the way out. Bringing our hands to our knees, palms up. We'll tuck our thumbs into our hands and give our thumbs a little hug with our fingers. You can take them slightly off your knees to do some wrist rotations. Just check in with how your wrists are feeling. I have a really sore wrist. Weird. One way and then going the other way. Still breathing, of course. And we'll bring our hands up in front of us. Our forearms come together, elbows together, and clasp our hands together. It's okay if your forearms are apart, and we'll start to do some wrist movement here. And you can watch your hands because one of your hands is pushing the other hand around, most likely. One hand is really bossy. Now let's try to let the other hand be the boss. Yeah, so try. Yeah, so your dominant hand's usually see how it's all pushing this hand over? You try. Oh, well, there we go. Really?
And your right hand?
Interesting. Karen, you're weird.
I know.
Weird is good. Let your weird light shine so the weirdos can find you. That's what I tell my daughter. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's bring our left hand down to the mat and we'll tip over to our left side. Breathe in and come up. So the further away that hand is from your body, the deeper the bend will be in your back. So if you are taking care of your back, you want to keep the hand close to your body. Bending our spine, or moving our spines today in all planes, hopefully throughout the entire class. Let's bring our
ourselves back upright. Bring our hands one more time in front of our knees with our fingertips reaching towards the front edge of our mat. We'll take our right ear towards our right shoulder. So the fingertips are reaching away, our right ear towards our right shoulder. Breathe. If it feels okay for you now, you can bring your left hand down to the mat and use your right hand as a little weight on your head, or just let gravity keep your head here. On an inhale, we'll lift our head back up, bring our hands back in front, extend, reaching away, left ear towards left shoulder. Breathe. If it feels good for you, you can stay where you are or bring the right hand down to the mat and put the weight of your left hand on your head. You can hold your chair too if that feels good. We'll release our hand, bring our head up, bring our hands up to cactus arms, engage our core muscles, take a little twist over to one side and flowing side to side. We try to keep our elbows, if you can imagine, out in line with our shoulders and our twist coming from above our belly button. So we stay wide and connected. Last one, drawing our right hand across the body, giving ourselves a shoulder stretch. So lots of opportunity here. You can have your hand above or below your forearm or your elbow. And if it feels good, you can even look down the right shoulder. Open up and do the other side, drawing the left hand across the body. Shoulder comes down from our ear and then across. And you can add that little peek over your shoulder or close your eyes. You don't want to see the snow. Well, maybe it stopped snowing now. No. Okay, I'll close my eyes. Unwind our neck and keep that left elbow on top of our right and palms come together, or give yourself a hug. So we can move here into our hug for a stretch between the back, or eagle arms. Our palms come towards each other and we still lift our shoulder, our elbows up just towards our shoulder height. They don't have to get all the way up there. Oh, that feels lovely. And let's all separate our hands if they're not, and everyone can give themselves a little hug. Like you would an old friend, give yourself a nice good squeeze for a good 8 seconds. And we'll do the other side. So we'll open up. That left elbow goes under the right this time. You can move straight into the hug or into our eagle arms, stretching between our shoulder blades. Keeping that connection with our core here and the length in our spine. And then into our hug arms again. We'll give ourselves a hug here. You might even be able to walk your hands a little further back. Breathe. A hug for 8 seconds. I like to hug people for a long time. Sometimes it gets a little awkward, but you can let it really sink in for a hug for 8 seconds. We'll release the hands and do our regular seated warm up now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring our hands down to the mat. Inhaling, reaching up. We'll be tipping over to your left side, left hand down. If you want to look up, you can. Your neck should be warm. We come back up over to the other side. If you want to look up at your hands, you can. Now we open our wings and bring our right hand over to our left knee, a twist. Opening up over to the other side. And then the hands come back behind us. We're opening up. Maybe it's chest expansion, or you're just holding onto your forearms or your chair, and a small dive forward to stretch our lower back. We come up on an inhale and sweep our arms back up. One more time for this warm up. Tipping over to your right side. All the way up over to the other side. Opening our wings, left hand going over to the right knee. Opening up and expanding across your collarbones again, over to the other side. Hands come back behind us or holding onto our chair, lifting and opening across our chest and diving into forward folds or towards the earth. Wonderful. We'll be making our way to cat and cow. So you can stay on your chair if you're going to do cat and cow seated, or you can move, well, you can stay here with me for seated, or you can go to all fours for your cat and cow, whatever works best for you. So in our cat and cow, if we're on all fours, we have some space between our fingers, and we're dispersing the weight into our knuckles of our hand as well as our wrists. In our seated cat and cow, we can hold onto our knees and lean back and arch our back, tuck our chin, and then opening up into cow, or if we're seated, our elbows come and wrap around our rib cage. So exhale, tuck the tail. Inhale, our belly comes forward or towards the earth. A few more on your own. Having our knees underneath our hips, so there's some space between our knees if that feels good for a strong foundation. One more cat, one more cow. You'll come into your tabletop position or seated position with your arms in front. So if you're on all fours, turning your fingertips towards your knees now to stretch our forearms. If that doesn't feel good, just east to west, out to the sides. If you want to lean back, you can. That might not feel good, so don't do it if it doesn't. We'll unravel our wrists and move into spinal balance. So if you're on all fours, you'll be reaching on one arm forward and the opposite foot back. If we're on our seat, then we're lifting one leg and the opposite hand. Moving with your breath. So if you could imagine an equal ratio breathing, takes 4 counts, maybe 4 to 6 counts to come up and 4 to 6 counts to come back down. So resist that urge to let the leg and arm go straight back down really quickly. Slowly and gently lower them with your exhale. One more on each side. And we can go to child's pose, or if we're seated, just leaning forward to stretch our back. Or we're in child's pose. So in our child's pose, we can work towards, but it's not necessary to bring your big toes together and as much space as you'd like to have between your knees to feel good. Our forehead can be on the earth, or it can be on a block in front of us, or our fists. Feel your lower back. Enjoying a stretch. We'll be inhaling to all fours if you're on all fours, or just sitting up if you're in our regular seat. Moving to downward facing dog on an exhale. So downward dog on our chair is like so. Feet out, toes up. Or downward dog on the mat. Oh. Wherever we are, let's pedal our heels or move our feet. Just stretching. So if we're in our chair downward dog, pointing and flexing our feet. We'll be making our way to forward fold, so you can walk your feet up towards your hands and forward fold, exhale. Let's move through some halfway lifts. So we'll come halfway up, hands to shins, and then fold, exhale. A few more on your own. You can do one or skip one. We want to feel how the muscles of your back are lifting you up. Last one. Let's move to chair. Bend our knees, lift our heart, find where you want to have your arms. And all the way up into an extended mountain. And hands come back behind us for a clasp or holding onto our forearms or reverse prayer pose. That feels good for you. You can stay up and strong and stable across the heart or dive into our folds. Letting the head be heavy. Both of our feet pressing down. Amazing. Let's sweep it on up. Breathe in, sweep up to the sky. Exhale, sliding our hands to heart. Time for our moonflowers with a focus more on our chest today. We do this quite a bit. Left foot steps back. We're turning towards the windows. So today, as we move through our moonflowers, imagine that focus on the upper body. So as we go down, we're drawing our elbows back towards our back pockets, if we had back pockets. Breathe in and up. Breathe out, stretch the chest. Up and down, just thinking of a widening across the collarbones as our knees track towards the middle of our feet. Breathe. That equal ratio breathing, a bit of a focus today. As many counts as it takes to come down, that many counts to come up. We can stay with this or turn that into our sunflower. We still bend our knees, but reach down for the mat. Breathe in and we're sweeping up. Breathe out and we're diving forward. All on your own, connect to your breath. Move at a pace that feels good for you. Today, that pace can be fast or slow, and it might change from practice to practice. One more flow through our sunflowers. And we'll be holding in a goddess pose with hands behind our head today. So a bend in our knees, hips back, chest up. It's also called, I think you'd call this a prisoner squat too, actually, if you're working out. We won't call it a prisoner squat today, but that's another name for it. Hips down and back, chest wide. So we can stay here or start to bring an elbow just down to one side, keep the chest open, over to the other side. Think of that elbow. One elbow reaching up, the other going in the opposite direction. Stretching between our ribs. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Let's come up, straighten our legs. Turn our toes, quads are nice and warm. Turn our toes towards the long edge and do some arm swings. So we'll bring our fingertips out wide, just go forward, and then the other arm goes under. Oh, that feels lovely. Amazing. All right, let's step it up to the top of our mat. We've got a sun breath, flow, then a chair flow. Oh, Then bear pose flow. I know we like this one, just for you, Jane. So a sun breath, we breathe in and reach up for the sun. We exhale, let it all out, dive to the earth. Halfway lift, breathe in, fold again, all the way up, reach for the sun. Hands come to heart, breathe out. There's one sun breath. Inhale, so you can sweep out to the sides or in front. Exhale, dive to the earth. Halfway lift, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, choose how you want your arms. Hands to heart, breathe out. Let's do 2 more sun breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive to the earth. Halfway up, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up. We'll meet in our mountain. One more, inhale, sweep up, dive to the earth. Make sure there's a bend in our knees. Halfway up, fold, sweep up. Exhale to mountain. And then inhale, back up, breathe in, and we move into our flowing chair to forward folds. We rise up to chair, wherever you want to have your arms, and then we fold. Flowing at your own pace, or holding either one of those poses if that feels better. Two more. All the way up. Let's clasp our hands together. Time for our bear flow. Tip over to your left. Inhale, lengthen again. Tip over to your right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, a back bend or chest expansion. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive to the earth. We'll bend our right knee, place the right hand on the floor of the block, reach our left arm up. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale to the other side. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to bear, we hold for 3 breaths. Hands can be forward or hands can be on our block or forearms on our thighs. On our next inhale, albatross, open up our wings and forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, exhale. Sweep up, breathe in. Clasp the hands, tip to your left. Lift, tip to the right. Exhale. Lift and extend. Add your back bend if it feels good. If it doesn't, just open up your chest. Inhale, reach again. Exhale, dive to the earth. Bending our left knee, left hand down, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, other side. Straight into bear pose. Exhale, belly on thighs, hands where you want them. Breathe. On our next inhale, albatross, shoulder blades come together, long neck. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, strong core. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, breathe in, clasp hands together, tip to your right, exhale. Lift, other side. Extension, and then the back bend or the chest expansion. Inhale, extension again, and our dive to the earth. Right knee bends, right hand lifts. And forward fold, breathe out, other side. Straight into bear pose. Breathe. Connect to the strength of your legs. They are strong. Strongest muscles in your body, your quads and your glutes. Open up to albatross. Forward fold. Whew. All the way up, breathe in. I forgot the halfway lift, but that's okay. One more over to your left side. Lift and lengthen over to the other side. Lift and lengthen, back bend or chest expansion. Inhale, reach, exhale, dive. Bending your left knee, left hand up. So you know this part, you can flow at your own pace. You'll hold your bear for 3 breaths or so. When you're ready, 1 breath for your albatross when you get there, and a forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, our warm up, our bear salutation, I guess we can call it, is done. We'll move on to some strength poses with or without your chair. So we have a high lunge and a runner's lunge. So you would, if you're going to use your chair, it would be up towards the top of your mat somewhere. Grab a drink if you want one. All right, I'm just going to grab a quick one. Once we turn the heaters on, it gets dry. Thank you. Try to finish this every day before I have a glass of wine. This is my reward. This should be my reward, but the wine apparently is the reward instead. So we'll have our right foot up towards the top of your mat or towards our chair, and our left foot back, high lunge. So our heel's pretty high, and that takes us off balance, right? When we don't have our heel down, and that's okay. We can focus on balance. Chest expansion or cactus arms as we're focusing on our chest today. Breathe. A strong quadricep on your left leg, but we're holding onto our chair. You can close our eyes. Starts to get maybe a little windy when those eyes close. Now we're moving into a runner's lunge. So I would recommend stepping back a little further and our hands come down to the mat. It's like we want to just go off the blocks, right? But someone's holding us back. Our heel is glued right back into the blocks. Breathe. Our heel will now go down. We'll rise up to warrior 1. Breathe in. Hands come back behind us as we focus on our chest expansion. Warrior 1. Long neck, strong core. The eyes can close or you can keep them open. Baby, baby, it's a wild one. Let's lift our back heel and do a twisted lunge. Left hand to right knee, and your right hand can go to your back, or you can bring your left hand to the mat, right hand up, or we're stopping on our chair. Breathe. Be kind to your spine. We'll unravel and step to forward fold. Ooh, maybe we should have called this a leg day today. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. And we'll reset in our mountain, extend our neck. Other side, stepping our right foot back, our right heel is high. Bending our left knee into our lunge with our cactus arms, stretching our hands. We're bringing our elbows somewhere around our shoulder height. We use our core to help to keep us steady and the breath as an anchor. It's good for our legs. We've been burning. Moving into our runner's lunge, either stopping at our chair, coming down. You might scoot your back foot back a little more if that feels good. And it's like our crown, again, our crown of our head wants to race down, but we're feeling that length between the crown and the back heel and our pelvis. Heel goes down, warrior one, we rise up, hands come back behind us. So our left knee is bending and we open up into our chest expansion, stretching our chest today. Lifting our back heels, bringing our right hand over to your left knee, left hand to our back for our twisted lunge, or hand to mat, other hand goes up. Unravel, forward fold. Whew. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, cactus arms. All right, so we're in our cactus arms. We're bringing our elbows together and open. This is something that you can do. Well, if you go to the pool, it's a nice one to go against the edge of the pool and do this. So then you get that resistance for your arms. All right, let's come up, hands by our sides, mountain. All right, warrior two. Well, we have time. Yes, adjustments. Right foot forward, left foot back. Warrior two, right hand forward, left hand back. We bend that right knee and start to stack our shoulders above our hips. Softening through our shoulders. As a modification, you can use your chair underneath a hip. Then bone in. Turning our right palm up, reverse warrior. We're still bending our right knee and reaching our right hand up to the sky. Your other hand can go anywhere it wants to, back behind you. Reaching for your front leg or resting on your thigh, back thigh. Into triangle pose, we straighten the leg, not locking the knee, reach the right hand forward and then come down into triangle. Our left hand can be up, it can be on your side, you could tuck it back, whatever feels best to stay open across the chest towards the windows. Amazing, we'll rise back up. Reverse triangle, reach the hand in the opposite direction. So be nice to your back here. You don't have to make a huge bend. All right, forward fold. We'll bend our front knee, lift our back heel, step to forward folds. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Stepping the right foot back, we're moving into our warrior two. The right heel goes down. We find the strength of our core. Sweep this left arm up, back, and then the other hand comes forward. Into our warrior two on the other side facing the wall. Sink into your amazing legs. Feel how supportive those muscles are surrounding your bones. Moving into reverse warrior, turning our left palm up, reaching up to the sky. You can choose where you want to have your other hand. So left knee bending, left hand reaching. Amazing. Right into our triangle pose. We come back, straighten out the left leg, reach your left hand towards the front of the room, and then down into our triangle. And choose our arms. You can tuck that arm back behind you and keep the chest open towards the wall. Keep the core aware of what's going on. Let's look up at our front foot. We'll bend our front knee, lift our back heel, step to forward fold. Oh boy. All right. Halfway lift, let's breathe in. Fold and breathe out. We'll be stepping back to a seated position. We're down on the mat. We aren't getting back up now. If you want to take a little nap, now's the time. You have for half an hour, less than half an hour to nap. So we'll stretch our chest out and 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bring bolsters around too so that we can do a couple restorative poses to end our practice once we've stretched our chest out a little more. So we'll bring our hands forward, our feet forward, and our forward fold to start with. Breathe in and reach up, and breathe out and dive forward. Maintaining a long spine as the crown of the head reaches away from the tailbone. We're there for about a minute. So get comfortable. I'm going to bring the bolsters around because those will feel lovely for your forward folds. Alrighty. So we're getting our bolsters around. You can use it. You don't have to put the pillowcase on top on the actual bolster, like wrap it around, but if you want to place it on, if you don't want to put your head on it, I'll show. So the forward fold with our bolster. Can have it here or here. And we reach forward. Or a little bit of space, and we're more into this angle, depending on how far down we go. And another 30 seconds to a minute, resting on our little bolster pillows. Trying to relax our upper body. We'll be doing the exact same thing with a wide leg forward fold. So we come up, take the feet a little bit wider, toes up. And again, you can hug your bolster and lean forward or make any adjustments. You could go like so, or you could bring it down. Whatever feels good. You want to try to let that upper body rest. Every exhalation, allow your body just to melt a little deeper. All right, so we'll lift on up, and we'll be doing the opposite of that pose for our back to bend in the other way, restorative fish pose or restorative butterfly pose. And that'll probably take us right into our Shavasana. So we have lots of time. So I'll set you up. It might take a few minutes for us to set up. We've got a couple options. So I'll show you butterfly first. If that seems really far away, then we'll just put a couple blocks underneath it to prop it up. You can have butterfly legs or fish legs. So fish legs are straight. Butterfly legs are soles of our feet together, maybe propped up with blocks. The short edge of our bolster is to our lower back, because we want to just melt like a stick of butter right onto our bolster. If it's really far away, then I'm going to put a block underneath your bolster for you. If it feels like it's too far, Then we prop it up. Get comfortable. Yeah, I'm gonna prop yours up, Bird. How about now?
Oh, no, that's good.
Because I can put one more.
No, that's good.
Oh, good. That looks comfy. You're welcome. So we can either be in our butterfly legs or the legs extended. And now we have a passive stretch for our chest. Instead of not forcing, but moving our bodies into positions to stretch, we're allowing the breath, gravity, to slowly and passively stretch our hearts, our chest. If you're in butterfly, again, we're passively stretching our inner thighs with each breath. Breathe. Let go of thoughts that are not serving you in a good way. Relax the weight of your body down into the weights of our bolster. Let the earth support you today. Using our breath as an anchor. Each breath in, breathing in some light, some love. Each breath out, letting go. Feel your chest expanding. Let's take a deep breath in. And once we feel that the lungs are full, sip in one more little sip. Really feel them expand. And then as we breathe out, let it out. When you feel that it's all out, push out a little bit more. Using a few more of these cleansing techniques for our breath. Breathing in, you feel that it's full. Breathe in a sip more, expanding your lung capacity. Breathe out. It feels like it's all gone, but push out that last little bit of air. A few more times like that. Breathing in, filling up, an extra sip, and then letting it go. Pushing it all out. Notice how you're relaxing a little more. Breathing as an anchor. Feeling the sensations that are happening in our bodies in this moment. We're here for a bit longer for our forehead massage and things like that. If you do have your consent card, make sure it's turned up to the right thing. I think we forgot them anyway, so I'll quickly go around and pass those out for you, and you can put them to what. Yes, I know. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. There's no need for. Yeah. Okay. There's no need for those today. Settle in. I think we shall go on a trip to the beach today. To our palm tree that awaits us. One of my favorite meditations. Yeah, if you have a favorite guided meditation, feel free to send that to me sometime and we can use it in our class. So settle in, good idea. Karen's got a good idea. If you want to move your bolster to go under your knees, you can, or you can stay in the chest one. I'm just gonna put Pauline by the speaker so she can hear. Okay, where's that? Get this out of the way. No rush, take your time getting settled in.
Now that the ears are closed, I would like you to continue listening to the sound of my voice and the music as you continue to relax. You are still able to think thoughts. Thoughts can be
Anyone would care for a blanket, you can raise your hand, I'll bring you one, or an eye cover, I can bring you one.
Close your eyes and let them rest and relax. Now that your eyes